Hello viewers and friends and students, welcome to my YouTube channel Schooling and Preaching by Osit Sadhu. At first I am congratulating you to all the students and viewers, and I am cordially inviting you to listen to my video. Now I am going to tell about man and rich. Man and rich are very entirely correlated with each other. Without rich, man can never live, and trees are also dependent upon man. So it is called that trees are our best friends. Our human civilization has been set up on the basis of the forest. Our ancient civilization, that is the ancient civilization of human beings, were started in the jungle environment. There are only jungles, and in the jungle, man, they lived in the lap of the jungles. That is the mother nature. They were being brought up by mother nature. Nature is our most powerful mother. We have a mother, but nature is our most powerful mother. The ancient people used to live in the forest. They lived in the cave, and they also lived on the branches of the trees. And they lived by taking, eating and killing the animals of the forest. They were very uncivilized, but in the course of time, they became very civilized. And to be civilized, they began to cut the trees, they began to cut the forest and jungles, and this is the curse of civilization. Too much of civilization has reduced us into this stage of environmental pollution. Ecological disbalance, we have come into the phase of ecological disbalance. It's a very dangerous matter, and its reason behind is the cutting of trees. Trees are our most powerful and most intimate friends. We get different kinds of things from the trees. Trees give us furniture. We make furniture, doors, almaris, windows, and cots, aristocratic cots, that is palunko, from the timber of the trees. Without trees, no man can live for only 1 minute. We can live without eating rice or bread for some time, without drinking water for some time. But without oxygen, a man cannot live even 1 minute. He will die if there is no oxygen. But where does the supply of oxygen come from? The supply of oxygen comes from the trees. But unfortunately, our civilization has cut down the trees. Our factories, our OCPs, and different kinds of our civilizational elements have chased us, have influenced us, have enabled us to cut the trees. Trees are our parents. They play versatile role. They play diverse role in the life of the animals and in the life of man. Animals also dependent upon trees. Men are dependent upon trees, upon the forest, and animals also are the same. The trees give out oxygen, and the animals and men take that oxygen, breathe in that oxygen, inhale that oxygen, and man breathe out, animals breathe out oxygen, and that oxygen is taken by man breathe out, exhale carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is accepted by the trees, and trees live in the air. That is, there is a mutual understanding, mutual communication between trees and man. Other animals are also being killed by the curse of civilization. Big trees are our big friends. Small trees are our friends, but big trees play a very important role in supplying oxygen and other maintain ecological balance. Soil erosion is prevented by the trees. At the time of flood, at the time of inundation, our soil is eroded by the pressure of the flood, by the pressure of the water of the flood. But if there are sufficient trees, enough trees, that soil cannot be eroded, cannot be removed or receded from its original place. But if the ground is open, if the ground is treeless, that place will be damaged by the force of water. So trees protect the soil from being eroded. Trees give us shade. A tired traveler stands upon the shades of the trees, and he becomes comfortable. His life, his tired life becomes a power, a fresh energy standing under a banyan tree. But there is a lack of banyan trees now. The previous banyan trees are spreading their shades and giving shelters to the birds. The birds' songs are very beautiful and are very soothing and energetic to human ear. Birds sing beautiful things. Birds sings beautiful songs, and that musical songs give us enjoyment, give us pleasure. Our life is fulfilled. When we are depressed, our depression goes out after listening to the bird song. When we listen to the bird songs or hear to the bird songs in the morning, our sleep breaks up and we get up from bed with a complete pleasure and complete joy in life. Birds' songs are our friends. If we can understand the language of the bird, it has a good message to the ear of human beings. In the rainy season, the trees help to attract rains from the sky. There is a cycle of the seasons: summer, rainy season, autumn, early autumn, late autumn, winter, and spring. And this cycle of seasons is maintained by the existence of trees. This cycle nowadays is being jeopardized, becoming dangerous for the lack of trees. That is, the cycle of seasons is gradually breaking down. It's a great curse and very dangerous indication to human civilization that our seasons are not coming in its exact order, in its right consequence. They have broken down. They have lost their wage. That is, the circle has begun to recede, begun to break down. It's a very precarious, dangerous. The nature has become whimsical. Somewhere there is flood, somewhere there is drought. Somewhere there are people are dying of extreme heat, and somewhere there are people dying under the influence of flood. Trees play a very versatile role. They also maintain ecological balance. The trees, the ponds, the lakes, the wells, the tube wells, the rivers are full to the brim in the rainy season, and it's great blessing, great bliss of the trees. Trees help to invite clouds, and clouds give us rainfall in the rainy season. And in the rainy season, our environment, natural environment, becomes very soothing and pleasing in our eyes, in our ears. The farmers plant paddy saplings in the field, and they take rest under the big trees, and they take their lunch and tiffin under big trees. And it's a great enjoyment for a farmer, for a tired farmer, for a tired labor. Trees give us all-round happiness. When we make a building, we use many kinds of apartments and furniture. To decorate the house, we take the helps of timber, of valuable timbers, like teak timber, like palm, like sal, and etc. etc. These are so precious and valuable and very desirable that the house cannot be building, or flat cannot be completed without the blessing of trees. But we must be limited. We must be limited in the use of timber or cutting of trees. There is a natural process that if you cut some trees in a particular time, that is allowed, that will be filled up, that will be made up in the course of time. But in this technological civilization, our limitation line is not maintained. We are always crossing the limitation line of cutting the trees. In the previous age, the people also cut the trees, but there was a limitation line. But when, in every cases of life, when we cross the limitation line, danger occurs. When we are thirsty enough, we take a glass of water. We take a glass of water and we become refreshed. And when then we sit down under a tree of our earth, that if there are many plants, many flower plants or our orchard within our earth, the environment of our homely, domestic environment will be very comfortable, soothing and pleasing and enjoyable. So everywhere man should plant trees. Man cannot stop cutting trees, but he must control himself in cutting trees. And every man should try to plant trees to make his environment pure and to maintain the ecological balance of his own area. Every man has a duty to maintain the ecological balance, to maintain so that the natural environment is not contaminated, is not polluted. Polluted is a great threat to human civilization. We have studied about the Harappa Mohenjo-daro civilization in history, and that civilization was very prosperous and affluent. There were many scientific and technological development as observed by the historians. But a curse walked behind that. They could not maintain ecological balance. They cut trees, they cut forest after forest, jungles after jungles, and so contamination came into pass and the civilization was destroyed. We now see annihilated civilization in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, and we studied in the pages of history. And from history we have to learn that we must love trees and we must control in cutting the trees. So we have to we have to consume, we have to control our consuming. Because too much consumption of things and furniture and pots, etc., is the cause of cutting trees, and cutting trees will bring damage, will bring devastation to this beloved human civilization. Many disasters may come. Corona had come and gone, but another disaster may come at any time if we cannot maintain the ecological balance, if we desperately cut, indiscriminately cut out the trees, fell down the trees, another disaster may come at any time. And this is the warning of the scientist, and this is the thinking point of the scientist at the time being. So we must love trees, we must plant trees. This is the oath, this is the time of taking oath, this is the time of taking promise. At the present time, this is the demand of human civilization, of the scientists, the philosophers, of the writers, of the poets, that to enlive in the society, to enlive in the civilization, we must love the trees, we must plant trees. Here is the end of my short lecture. Please give me like, comment and subscribe me. Thanks.